Hey guys, can anyone hear me this time?
Hey guys, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I'm working. It's all good. Finally, I thought I'd lost you all then. So yeah, has everyone switched over? Has everyone found me? Yeah, I can see you're there. Hi. Mm, So yeah, I got my notes because my brain damage does stop things. So I get lost in my conversations. Hey Luke. Hey Yvonne. Hey Jane. Hey Carrie. All right. Okay. So I'm going to talk about my eye. Hey, yeah, I'm going to talk about my eye and like the events that leaded towards it, I guess. Um, it all starts with the event I can't actually talk about because it was the Blackford's solicitors case. It's all up. So when it's over, I will talk to you all about it, I'm sure. So just got away and I, yeah. So I just got away. I had this incident. The incident was really bad. It affected me in the most. It's a 4-day trial, so yeah. So I managed to get away, and I was staying in a hotel with a friend, Millie. And it was when all that snow was down a few years ago. Really, really deep snow. And there's just no work, and we were struggling. So she got this guy texting her saying, "Come to Bournemouth." So I couldn't let her go on her own. So I let her go. Um, and then I followed her and I got the train to my car and I got my car and we went down. So by the time we got there, this guy, Mo, she'd been texting, he turns up and he's covered in scars from head to toe. Not one person, but every person thought that he was a dickhead. Like it's everywhere scars, and it was quite instant. He wasn't into a job at all, so he was just feeding his drugs, feeding his coke, and I had a job, so I went next door in the hotel to another room to do my job. Came back in, and Millie's like, "I'm gonna go with him to the shop," and I was like, "No, no, 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 you're not." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And there's this girl he wants me to meet. She got perfume, blah 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 blah. So I was like, "Nah." She's like, "Yeah." So I went with her. As we were walking down, took a photo of the reg, sent it to a mate. Got in the car, and as we're going along, he's like not stopped at the shop. He's gone straight to this girl's house. I can't remember her name. It was like Kellyanne or Kerry Ann or something like that. But at the time, I googled it, and she was a sex trafficker. So we're sat in the back of the car, and we got to the address, and she's jumped out, and I've held back to hear what the Mo and the driver are saying. The driver's gone. The driver's gone. "Oh, so you're going to take that off my tip list?" And it was quite apparent there was no lift back. So I got 50 quid out of my pocket, and I was like, "Take me back to the hotel. Me, get back in the car." So we got back in the car, got to the hotel. We stopped at the petrol garage on the way back so that there was like CCTV footage and stuff. I was like, "Yeah, get some fags." When we got there, there's a lag. I'm going to take these off. So when we got there, we went back up to the room, and I got a call from a guy saying, "Oh, I've just drove down from Manchester in the snow. Like it took us hours and hours to get to Bournemouth. So driving back to Manchester in the snow at 4 o'clock in the morning is a bit weird." But anyway, so Mo left, and then this guy Andy came for a job. Went downstairs to meet him, and I was like, "I know you. When?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we were talking before with my girlfriend. I wanted you to come for a job in Bournemouth, remember, with her a few months ago." And this guy was in prison at the time, and he said he was in Guy's Marsh prison, and he was let out on weekends. to go and shag his girlfriend or whatever, and they'd have a big massive gangbang. Anyway, I said no because I thought it was a well dodgy job, and I thought it was a well dodgy job, so I left that alone. But I just thought it was weird that he'd been texting me on the way down saying I'm coming for a job, but he hadn't told me who he was. Anyway, he came up again. He wasn't interested. We couldn't get rid of him. He just stayed the night. We just couldn't get rid of him. He was feeding us cocaine, feeding us cocaine, feeding us cocaine. So after that, we were checking out in the morning, went to another hotel, and this guy Andy took me and my friend Millie to a sex club. Now Millie started getting text messages going, I know who you are, you're this, about her daughter who was at home, about her boyfriend, names, everything from this really random number. She was getting really sketched out. So she went home because she felt so sketched out that this random number was calling up and like just threatening her family and stuff. So she left me with Andy. Now, I couldn't get rid of him at all. So I went back to my friend's house in Dorset. It's about an hour and a half drive, and I got him to come with me. Now, this house I'd been staying at and working from with a gay guy who sister was a coke dealer. So we went back. We went to his house, had this really weird threesome, which it was like the boys knew each other, but they were never supposed to have met. But it was just weird. It was weird when people's guards are down; they don't really see what's coming. So I'm just having a little look at the chat now. Hope everyone's being nice. I love you all. Yeah, so we went from Dav's house to his sister's house. His sister's a transvestite. Had his dick cut off and had the surgery, has bigger boobs than me, designer vagina. She was quite nice. She was really friendly to me at the time. She changed. A lot of people were friendly at the start. So yeah, anyway, the next morning comes and I tell this guy, Andy, I'll take you to the train station, get you back to Bournemouth. I can't bother to drive. He's like, no, go back to Bournemouth. I'm not going back on my own, blah, blah, blah. And so I took Dav with me and we got in the car and went back, dropped Andy off, and then I got a call saying, oh, there's a job in a few hours, £400, stay. So I stayed, and the job got pushed out longer and longer, and we were in the pub. Anyway, by this time, Andy has managed to rekindle with me and Dav in the pub. And yeah, we go for this job. Now, usually I wouldn't have ever been sent on a job that's got out in the middle of nowhere, but because they're the two boys, and Andy's a big muscle guy, I thought, fuck it, it's in the middle of nowhere, blah. But he only wanted to meet me. It was a guy from Devilish Elite. So when I met him, he was like, look, I know who you are. I know what you do. I want you to get girls for me. I need you to do this, that. And he ran domination nights where the girls are literally used and abused. Yeah, he offered the girls £500 a night. He was offering me £1,000 to find a girl each. Anyway, not my cup of tea at all. I didn't like him at all. We left him, came driving back, and I get another call. And I was like, oh no, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to bother. Let's just get home. Andy at this point goes, oh, but my office is there. You can use my office for the job. Again, I'm not making no money. I'm going to get in trouble when I get back if I haven't made some money. So I was like, okay, yeah, okay. So we go to his office, and now Andy starts being really rude now and like weird. He starts gathering all this stuff up, putting it out, putting it back, just itching around, opening and shutting doors, just being really edgy. He starts trying it on, which I didn't know about this bit. So, yeah, I'll wait for. Anyway, so they're in the room, and I've gone to meet the guy at the door. I get down to the door, get a text from him saying he's there. He's not there. So I go over to the car and I start looking around in the car, not to just be stood on the street. And a guy with a white car comes, some big Nissan 4x4 comes next to me. And he goes, oh, you, sorry I'm late. And as I walk over to him, he's got a walkie-talkie in his hand. It's not really a police walkie-talkie, but it's a walkie-talkie. So I've turned around, gone back in, locked the door, and went upstairs. By the time I've gone upstairs, he's texted me going, that's not your car. That car was registered to one of the sugar daddies. So he goes, that's not your car. I'm like, how does he know this? Go back up to go and have a look to see if he's there out the front window and start whistling for the boys. Now, Dad told me that while I was down, Andy was being really weird. He was trying to get Dav down the balcony stairs, and when I was whistling, he goes, there's something wrong, I need to go. And he was like, oh no, it's out on the street, it's out on the street. So yeah, Dav was getting spun out as well. So anyway, I called them, they come over, I tell him, and Dav's a little tiny gay guy, tiny, and Andy's a big muscle guy. Yeah, and now Andy makes Dav go to the door to make sure he's not there. Now, hang on, that doesn't make sense to me. The big muscle guy goes to the door, not the little guy. And he was trying to get me down the back of the stairs. He was like, come on, we'll go around the back. I was like, no, my car's at the front, mate. Dav comes back up. He goes, yeah, there's no one there. So Andy's like, yeah, you two go down the back. I'll go around the front and I'll meet you. I'm like, no, my car's out there. I start taking my shoes off because I'm wearing heels. Start running down the door with Dav, open the door into the car. Andy jumps in. We're driving away, and Andy's like, oh, this is all weird. This time, the guy, Taff, who was in the white Nissan, has texted me. And Andy's gone, who is it? He's got the number, and he's texting back going, who are you? Are you police? Blah, blah, blah. And the guy, Taff, sent a picture of Andy from Facebook as if he already had it on his phone back instantaneously to Andy's phone going, you're not the right guy, it's your lucky day. Anyway, so we went from there to drop Andy off, and as we're going, I was like, I bet you've got something to do with this. And as I'm saying this to him, he's a roided, he's getting proper angry, he's been on cocaine. He pulls my handbrake right up on the dual carriageway, kicking off. Anyway, we managed to get rid of him, and then I go back to Dav's, all a bit spun out. Then we go and have a few days of nothing, and me and Mimi again and Phaedra were working not far, but I think it was across the Dorset border, which I didn't know at the time. And the guy Taft texts me again, and he's sat out in the car park watching us for about 3 days. We were there for 3 days. We come back. Mimi went, and me and Phaedra, she took me to her friends and said, look, he deals with stuff like this, he'll know what's going on. So we went and met him. At this point, Dav's back at home, and he goes, I've got a job. It's this guy, Tarek. I've seen him before. I've met him. He's cool. So I'm like, all right, Dav's busy. We're in Bristol trying to work out what the fuck's just gone on. And all night, I can't get hold of Dav all night. We sleep. I'm knackered. We sleep. The next morning, can't get hold of Dav. Then this guy, Tarek, who's his client, has got hold of him. He goes, I'm sat here. I'm waiting for you. I'm like, where's Dav? He's like, I'm waiting for you. So I went and got a few of the friends that are boys I know. and we went back to the house. When we got to the house, the whole house was like drugged up. There was a guy, our friend, in the kitchen, and there was downstairs. He'd been given so much stuff, he was completely out of it. So yeah, he was completely out of it. Anyway, so I start kicking off. I was like, oh, what the fuck, partying in my house, rah rah, because I'd been living there. Started kicking everyone out, trying to get this Tarek guy to leave. And then Dan started fitting. So I phoned the ambulance. While I'm phoning the ambulance, Tarek, who's this big wrestler, he goes to his car, old man's coat and an old man's cap and a walking stick. And he goes and stands and watches and pretends to be all frail, shaking. You asking what year this was? This was 2017. Yeah, so the ambulance the ambulance lady comes, she leaves the car open, she comes upstairs, her bags haven't got fuck all in them. And I used to work for St John ambulances when I was a kid. I know the protocol. You don't leave the car open. You don't. Anyway, and then the police came, and the police wouldn't take statements or anything, and they removed Tarek's car. They weren't in full uniform. Their uniforms were mixed match. There was no cameras, there were no bodysuits. The cars were like, there was 3 cars, and they were all over 10 years old, 14 years old. They didn't have proper police radios either. So it's all really, really weird. Just a whole strange situation. And 2 hours later, that guy, Tarek, had his car back and was driving, even though he was off his face. It's like, how does anyone get their car impounded and then back on the road in a few? Anyway, so it is kind of, it doesn't make sense to any of you. It doesn't make sense to me either. All I know is the situations that I went through. So yeah, anyway, I do believe that I was supposed to get kidnapped in Bournemouth, and I do believe that night that's what the whole situation was for, because that's what Tarek was saying. So anyway, went and hid with some friends on the boats on the river, and I was out with my horse, going for a ride, having a break from everything, hiding. And yeah, this guy James was like, come on, I'll meet you up in Dorset, up in Wiltshire, because we were in Somerset. So yeah, I'll meet you up in Wiltshire at this pub, and we'll go for food. He was also my dealer at the time. So I was like, okay. I jumped on my horse, I rode up there. And anyway, we were on the way to the pub, and he's like, I don't want to hit you. I don't want to hit you. I have to. I don't want to hit you. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Boom. Boof, gone. So I don't actually know, but the times I've tried to get free, it's a series of unfortunate events. Let's have a look what the live chat's saying. Hey, Squat Master. No, nothing's changed since the 90s. I've been told that as well. Sounds like a gang or a cult. Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah, it's I've obviously missed bits out, and it's really weird to sat here rambling. So anyone got any questions? Why did he hit me? I don't know. He got told to. That's what he said. I think it's because I tried to get away. Who knows? Like, making sense of stuff is, no one gives you explanations in the underworld. nothing's clear. Nothing. All you do is see what's in front of you. You don't see what's happening between people, and they don't explain why they're doing stuff. No, it wasn't Techno Joe, but it's the same people. What happened next? That's one. So I had my horse on the side of the canal. I had my head out here. I had the police there. The ambulance looked at me and they were like, "We need to get you in right now." I was like, "I can't. I got my horse there." So I rode my horse to a field and put my horse in this field on a little tether. And I went to a friend's for the night. The next day, I went and got it looked at. Then I got took to the house where I got found recently, actually, to recover. But yeah, this is all controlled by the satanic. I don't know. It seems to be lots of different gangs in one. You never know. There's a lot of corruptness going on. A lot of it's to do with corrupt police who have got ex-police officers, coroners, doctors, school teachers, solicitors. This is bigger than anything you can even imagine. Yeah, so I don't know if any of you have seen the photos. I don't know how you'd put them up on screen either, so we're not even going to attempt that. But I will sort something out with the injuries for you all to see that haven't. But yeah, so the surgery now is, I believe they got to take inside here somewhere where I store my memories. So my recall memory is gone. I can go. I had an appointment on the memory clinic. It was early. Went to Starbucks, got a coffee, come back out. Forgot I was going to memory clinic, so didn't go to it. If it get, I think it's my emotions, my temperament, my frustration. Like just doing my hair and stuff, I get so frustrated so quickly. It's all a side effect day to day. My eyes been twitching. When I went up to the Lake District, that's the first time I had a seizure up there. I had two up there, and one when I got back. So yeah, they're rushing me in for some kind of neuro stuff. I'm waiting for it to come through. Yeah, can't remember where it was. Is there any questions here? Anyone got any questions? Yeah. I think I'm in a safe place, though I did have someone sat outside for 2 weeks in a red car. The police didn't really know what was going on either. I feel I'm in a safer place. I'm definitely in a lot healthier place. And I don't know if I'll ever be completely safe. Who's Simon Parks? Who's that? I don't know him. What's my plans for the future? Well, I've got the operation on my face to go through. I got operation on a cyst on an ovary, and then hopefully I will get my feet looked at. I did need an operation on my feet. Well, I've always needed an operation on my feet, and they said it's a 30% chance I'll never walk again, but it will solve them. And it's a year to recover each foot, and each foot they do individually. But I've always run away from that. Like I've had that option since I was like 20, but I've been scared of that. That's not something new. But I'm kind of figuring if I can go and get my face done, I can go and get my feet done, can't I? Simon Parks, okay, I'll have a look into him. anymore. Have you got any therapy? That's really good. So I'm quite into my spiritual healing. I'm doing a lot of therapy, but working on myself. I believe in the chakras a lot. I do a lot of chakra cleansing, a lot of journey work as well. Yeah, I do think that you've got to fix things from inside and deal with it before. If you don't deal, feel, and then let go, it all builds up, and you've got to feel everything. And I've been numb for a very long time, so. Are you planning on starting a different way to make money? That's a good question. I want to remain in the sex industry for a bit because I want to change people's opinions, because it's quite empowering if it's done right. But the power's taken off women a lot. It's a very male-run industry where males haven't even got anything to do with it. So I'd like to work on empowering the women back in the sex industry and making it a lot safer. I think that you can eradicate trafficking quite easily with a few more rules and regulations, perhaps a few qualifications for handling, without dramatizing the industry, because I don't want to glamorize it. I don't want people to aspire to be working in it. But if they are working in it, it's like a doctor, it's like a teacher, it's like a college professor. It's like they need qualifications to be handling these women. There's no point saying, no, it's illegal. They're doing it. So we need to make sure they're doing it and it's safe. You can't just, leave it as it is. So, and I think I've got more of a stance in it if I'm still in the sex industry than if I'm not. Yeah, I want to help other trafficked women as well to get more empowerment in their own life and to do things that they want to do rather than what they're being made to do. Let's have a look. If the industry causes you so much misery, why persist with it? Because I've made a lot of money for a lot of other people really easily, as in, like, it's not much work, and some of it I enjoy. Hey, we're all a bit kinky, aren't we? But if you're doing it because you enjoy it, it's a lot different than you're doing it because you're being forced to. If you get into pick your clientele, if you get into pick your journey, then yeah, why not? So there. I think a lot of my story is having to admit that these things happen to me. Before you can even talk and start healing yourself. There's stuff like rapes when I was in Bournemouth just before the suicide and I got pinned down, and just admitting that that's happened to you, that someone's done that to you, is one thing. Then admitting it to anyone else or the whole world is another. It's a level of embarrassment that you have to go through to then own and then move forward. Because it's a whole journey healing, and I'm sure everyone does it loads differently. Do you think you can help traffic women while still being in the industry? I think I've got more of a chance of helping women while I'm still in the industry than I have when I'm not. Because as a working girl, why are you going to trust someone who's not in the industry? What are they going to do? Make money off you? So yeah, I've been helping and looking after girls a long time. I was given quite a lot of respect and responsibility. Not that it was wanted, but it was given. So it was only when I started misbehaving and helping people get free and helping people heal and helping people get out of the industry that didn't want to be in there, or getting away from traffickers, or saving me from beatings, that I started getting beaten and injected and controlled. Whilst I was behaving, you're given as much freedom as you want. Hey to Canada. Hi, Rebecca. What else is it saying? Cam girls make a lot of money. I know more cam girls that have been stalked, hacked, and thing than I know escorts that have been stalked. I think people can hide a lot better on camera. The industry itself isn't actually bad. The clientele, I've not had a problem with. There's been one problem with the clientele. The problem is with the people controlling you, not your clientele. You're treated like a princess with your clientele. They're paying for your company. It's lovely, it's empowering. But the people taking your money at the end of it, they're the ones that cause the danger. That's where the problems are. Okay, I wasn't going to mention Sean Anonymous Mouse, but no, I'm not in a relationship with Sean. Yeah, Sean got me the flat. Yeah, I've got no ID, I've got no bank, I've got no nothing. I'm just starting to regain this stuff because the traffickers have still got it. So Sean got me the flat. Sean has helped me get the website. He's helped me set everything up. No, I'm not in a relationship with him. Yeah, I never have been. Yeah, I do actually prefer women. What's my dream? To make it safe for girls, to make the children safe. There's a lot of corruption going on in the counties that I've been in, and the levels go up really high. From normal day-to-day clientele to elite clientele to, yeah, I think that I've got a good understanding of how the rings work above. And I definitely want to make it safer. I'm rambling now. The social services is another thing that I'm really passionate about, because I know the gang have got links into social services and they've been taking children. I'm going to... why do you think Darren G called him a wrong man? Well, I think that someone has been a little bit spiteful and set up a little account in Sean's name and copyright strike Darren G, pretending to be Sean Atwood. Now, the only people that would be able to do this is someone who's been sent a copyright strike from Sean themselves. I wonder who that could be. Exactly, yeah, just to tell Darren the same thing, really. Yeah, and no sensible questions coming in then, so I'm going to put an end to this for my first live stream. I hope I haven't rambled too much. No? Oh, wow. Oh, what's this? Huh?